It was real. I'm not dreaming. I'm not dead. It was real. Yes. Okay, so that was reaction during the game, slightly after the game. This is the review. Uh, Little caveat before I start: this was not Crystal Palace at their best, and you look at the two main players they had out today, Balassi, Cabaye. I mean, those two players have just been tearing it up for them all season. Didn't have them today, so yes, 3-0 away from home, great result. Played great, but Crystal Palace could be better, and I think that did help us a little bit. And the only reason I say that before I start this review is because it feels like there have been so many times this season where there's a good result or there's a good game that we play, and it's like, yeah, we're back. And then the next game, oh, we were never back. But then again, this is 4 games unbeaten, so it is looking a bit better. But, I mean, you think about the Sunderland game, 3-1 win. Okay, that's great. But it was Sunderland, and next game, Watford took it to us. We tied 2-2. So, but this, 3-0, even without Balassi and Cabaye, they're still a good team. So it's still a good result, but they're not. They could have been better today, and they could have thrown a lot more at us. So I think that is part of the reason why we had such a good result. I think with them it may have been a bit closer game. But anyway, now time to talk about the game itself. I was a little bit worried at the beginning. Fabregas and Mikel in the middle, no Matic. I guess it was kind of a wake-up call for Matic because, he's been playing okay, but he has had a few moments where it's been kind of like, Matic, what are you doing? You're better than this. And, it is time for some of them who have not been playing well to step up and start playing better. Matic has been one of them. He's had good games, he's had bad games, he's had terrible games, and then he had one great game, I thought. So it was. I was a little bit worried when I saw the lineup. I was like, oh great, like this may not turn out well. But to be fair, Mikel played well today. And if you see my other results, not a big Mikel fan. There's just this thing. I don't know. When he's on the ball, he's holding it too long. He doesn't pass it quick enough, so he gets surrounded and he tries to do little skill moves. Most of the time, loses out. And there were a couple times today where that almost happened. And then defensively, he's supposed to be a defensive midfielder, so he's supposed to kind of sit back and help out the defense. Half the time, defensively, he's not tracking back well enough, or if they're in the box and it goes to the top of the box, and there's a opponent there, he should be the first one to step out and put pressure on him. He doesn't do that well either. So I just feel like he's not that great of a player. But today, surprisingly, he did well. He didn't play amazingly or anything like that. He didn't do anything to blow my mind. But, I mean, he had a solid game. Defensively, he stopped a lot of passes in the midfield. He put himself in the right positions most of the time. And offensively, he made some good passes. He held up the play pretty well. He's still not moving it fast enough, especially when you think about where Chelsea are so successful. They just, quick little passes, 1-2s all around the field. Mikel's not that type of player. He's the type of player who's going to hold up the play, kind of slow down the tempo, and whenever you want to go and score, he's not the player you want on the field. So that's why I was a little bit worried. And then Fabregas, also worried. He hasn't been playing well this season. I can't think of one game where he's played well. So that midfield was a little bit worrisome for me. But they played well. I love to be proven wrong whenever I do this little thing on Google Plus where this guy asks for predictions and we all give him our predictions of all the games. You get more points right the more accurate you are. 1 point for the correct winner, 3 points for the correct score differential, and then 5 points for the correct score. And for Crystal Palace Chelsea, I had Palace to win. I did. Palace have been playing well. Chelsea have not. Whew, had something stuck in my throat. But so I was just like, yeah, Palace probably got this one. It's the first time that I've called Chelsea to not win or not to lose. And I was like, after I was making all the predictions beside that one, I said, please prove me wrong, and they did. And I love the fact that I don't mind being right, but when it comes to Chelsea, I've been right about a lot of stuff this year, and all the stuff I've been right about has been bad. Like everything with Mourinho, I was right about all that stuff going on. I was right about the results that were good results not really being that good. Then the next game they go out and prove me right, and I'm just like, I'm tired of being proven right. This game, I was completely proven wrong. I looked at the lineup, I looked at our past results, I looked at the game against Man U, I looked at Palace's recent results. I was like, this isn't going to be a good game. And I was proven wrong, and I'm so happy that they proved me wrong. I wish they would prove me wrong more often. Except now I feel like I'm going to start saying that Chelsea are going to do good, so I want them to prove me right from now on. We'll get to that when we get to that. So that was the midfield. Played very well. Fabregas obviously had the great pass to Costa for the first goal, where Costa cut it back to Oscar, which great play. I was really worried Costa was going to shoot, and I was like, no, and then cuts it back, and everybody else thought he was going to shoot too, I guess. The defense, I thought, had a good game, fairly solid. Didn't really give Crystal Palace that many chances. They had a couple half chances. There was the one with Campbell kind of missing the ball in the first half, and then there were a couple times in the second half where they looked a little bit shaky. They kind of gave the ball away cheaply at some points. But it was really nice to see that they were, first of all, clean sheets are always great, but they really did kind of play well together. Ivanovic, who normally is a little bit worrisome on the side of the field, especially when he comes up against really quick, pacey wingers. Today he didn't do what he normally does, which is kind of just stand there and try to block the cross. Today he actually stood him up. He kept him on the side. If he tried to cut past him, he got his body in the way. He defended better today. Still a couple moments where he wasn't fast enough, but that's why you have Zuma in the side. I thought, aside from one or two, I think, missed kicks that he had, I thought he played very well today. They were talking about, Cahill's not fit enough, so that's why Zuma's in. I'm like, no, Zuma's in because he has pace. We need pace in the back, and he's the pace. Especially against Crystal Palace, who have a lot of pace. Why would you have two center backs who aren't fast? Terry, once again, just a leader in the back, just stopped everything, played very well. And then Espilicueta, I thought, hasn't been playing well the past couple of games, a little bit, a little bit shaky. But, today did better. Was a bit more set in the back and really did well to hold up anybody coming down the other side. Up to the attacking midfield, you've got Hazard, Oscar, and Willian. Very unfortunate Hazard goes off with an injury early on, especially when you look at the rest of the game. Really want to see him come back into form, and this was the perfect game to do it. Everybody's high on confidence. We're scoring. We're playing well together. But Hazard wasn't a part of it because he got injured. That was the perfect chance for him to kind of step back in and just take it to him, get back into the form that he was in last season. So it was really unfortunate to see him go off. Hopefully, it's just I'm watching him get injured again, unfortunately. Hopefully it's not too bad. Maybe it's just a strained or pulled muscle. Maybe just be out a week. Maybe miss the FA Cup game against Scunthorpe. Oh no! So hopefully it's not too bad though. Hopefully it's something that they could just deal with quickly and get him back into the side so that they can get him back to where he should be too. I thought Oscar and William played extremely well today. Just combined well, mainly in the second half. I'll talk about the overall performance in a second, but they just really combined well together. They combined well with Fabregas, with Costa, with Pedro when he came on. Just really didn't have a good game against Man U, both of them, I thought, after a pretty good performance against Watford and a very good performance against Sunderland. So, didn't play well against Man U. Came out today and just took it to him. Oscar scored a goal, got an assist. Willian with a goal, and kind of an assist. Had that shot that Hennessy saved into Costa's path, and Costa with the goal. So, just really played well today. I was really, really glad to see that they, kind of took a step forward after that step back against Man U. And then obviously Costa played very well today. Got himself in the right positions, moved off the defenders instead of just standing there rooted. And Pedro was okay. He's still adjusting to the English Premier League, I think. As we know, Premier League is much different than any other league out there. It's much tougher. Any team that you play against can beat you on any given day. So, it's much different. You see a ton of players come over and just have difficulty like getting into the Premier League, getting into that style of play. You look at the only two players I can think of who came in and instantly were able to get it, Hazard and Alexis Sanchez. That's pretty much it. Ozil came over, had difficulty. Oscar came over, had difficulty. Willian came over, had difficulty. Soldado came over and just disappeared. So, several players come over from the Spanish League or the Italian League or I guess the South American League. Neymar went to different. Anyway, so it's a learning process. It definitely takes some time to get to there. He's doing okay though. He's moving the ball around okay. I think there are times when he's a little bit too selfish. I think there's times when he's not selfish enough. He's got to learn when to make the passes, when to make the runs, and when to put forward the effort. I like how much effort he puts into getting back and defending, putting pressure on players, but sometimes it's at the wrong times and he gets himself caught out of position. And other than that, just defensively, he's got to get that defensive mindset down a bit more. Too often he puts good pressure on a guy and then pass and he kind of steps here and he runs around him 1-2. So he's got to learn to make sure that he's tracking the right man. But, to have him on the field is not going to hurt you too much, and he won't help you a whole lot. But he brings pace, he brings fire, he brings energy. So that's always nice to see. And then finally, just Matic came on pretty much to close out the game. Just give him a chance to run out there a bit, see if he can get a bit of that form back in the last few minutes. See how he plays. If he plays well, great. I was a little disappointed not to see either Loftus-Cheek or Traore or Bob Rahman come on. They're youngsters. They want to play. I want to see them play. I want to see them grow. I want to see what our youth academy has given us. So it's kind of disappointing to not see them make an appearance when you're 3-0 up. Now, part of that is you don't want to take off the players that are out there that are playing really well. I get that. But I would like to see them given a chance to kind of show what they can do. So I was a bit disappointed by that. But other than that, I didn't mind, Pedro coming on for Hazard, obvious. And then having Matic come in is not a bad choice. Finally, talking about the whole game itself, I thought they did start off a bit slow, which may have been down to weather conditions in the first half. That first 20 minutes, I think it was, it just looked a little bit slow. The passes were a bit off. It was a bit touch and go for a little while there. I was a bit worried what was going to happen next. And then they get the goal, and all of a sudden things kind of settle down for them. Crystal Palace do step it up near the end of the half to try to get a goal before halftime, but they held strong. They did well. Second half, the weather looked a bit better, and they just came out flying. I mean, it was so much better to watch. It was so much more fun to watch. Whereas most of the season, it's been kind of slow. The build-up play's been slow. When they finally got it up the field, it was slow. It was always slow. Today, they moved it around a lot better. They moved it around a lot faster. I think that has a lot to do with what happened today, which is they finally played as a team. Um, and we haven't seen that this year. We have even against Sunderland when they won 3-1. Still wasn't a team thing. There were still individuals playing well. There were some individuals playing well together, but it wasn't the whole team playing well together. Um, and I may have said that it was a team effort in the Sunderland review, but I was really excited in that review. So, but thinking back to it, it really wasn't everybody playing well together. Uh, and especially, obviously, against Watford and Man U, it was not a team at all. Uh, Defense was one, and then attack was the other. And so, this one, it was just everybody working well together. Everybody was back defending, and then when they break out, they have four players going up instead of just like either Costa or Oscar, one or both of them. That's been what it's been this year. It's always been just, oh yeah, go, you got this, we'll stay back here. Today it was they're breaking forward, the four attacking players are going while everybody else is stepping up with them, giving them support. So it was really nice to see. They played well together, and just they looked like they were having a good time. They looked like they wanted to be out there. They looked like they wanted to go on and get a fourth one. They haven't had that desire this year. They haven't looked like they had the passion to be out there and play. And that's what you need. You need a passion to play at this level. You need to want to go out there and take the game and just take it by the scruff of the neck and just drag it along and be like, you're mine. That's what you need at this level, especially in the Premier League, because the Premier League is so competitive. Every single game you have to want to go out and play, and they haven't wanted. At least they haven't looked like they wanted. So it was really nice to see that. Really nice to see just a change in attitude, a change in momentum. It was all really well done. So I'm excited to see where it goes from here. Obviously, FA Cup game next weekend. Hopefully, I'll be able to watch it and put a review out. If not, I'll just kind of talk about the result and see if I can find the highlights. See if I can find obviously I'll be able to find the lineup and stuff. But yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to watch it somehow. If you guys know anywhere to watch it, that'd be great. That doesn't require me to spend money on it. I'm kind of broke. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Leave a comment about what you thought about the game down below. We can discuss it, talk about it. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more Chelsea content, Chelsea review, and I'll see you at the next game. Peace out.